I got into wine by accident.
And thank goodness he did. At just 45 years old, Dave Phinney is one of the most accomplished and creative winemakers in Napa.
In 1998, I started Orin Swift, which Orin's my father's middle name, Swift is my mother's maiden name, which we share as a middle name.
It's one of the few brands in the world that actually puts great wine in eye-catching labels.
The wine has to be as good, if not better, than the label. The label has to be as good, if not better, than the wine.
Dave's first Zinfandel back in 1998 was so bad, he says he bulked out the wine and started from scratch. But in 2000, he created The Prisoner, a Zinfandel-based red blend in the $40 range that has had enormous commercial success.
When someone buys a bottle of my wine, I look at it as like we formed a partnership. If you're gonna give me your hard-earned money, my job is to give you a value for that money.
Dave eventually sold Prisoner to Huneeus Vintners in 2008 for a reported $40 million. In 2016, Gallo bought Orin Swift, but Dave stayed on as winemaker.
I've always said at Orin Swift, for instance, you can have any title you want, it just can't be winemaker. It's something that I'm very, very, proud of.
I met Dave in New York City at Articles of Style, a custom men's shop in Soho where he's an investor, to chat over his wines.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks.
You bet.
Which Dave swears he doesn't drink.
I've never made a wine that I really like because I know all the things that could have been done better.
But during our interview, he couldn't stop tasting his 8 years in the desert.
8 years in the desert. When I sold the Prisoner brand in 2008, I entered into an 8-year non-compete on Zinfandel. It was a subtle nod and a respectful nod to the fact that for 8 years we, hadn't been able to make Zinfandel.
But now he's back at it, trying to master Zinfandel, which he calls his first love.
We've started to try to pick certain varietals at a lower sugar. And I'm less concerned about the alcohol, but what I'm trying to do is preserve those aromatics.
Dave's also gotten into spirits, creating Savage & Cook, a label that makes good use of a bad real estate purchase.
We have an amazing piece of property up in Alexander Valley, and we have a spring that has just the quality of this water is unbelievable. And other than that, the property is unfortunately pretty useless. Don't ever buy a property hungover.
Using that water in the whiskey, bourbon, and tequila, and finishing it in wine barrels.
What if we take a winemaking approach to it and we grow our own grains and build our own distillery, which is what we've done.
Whether it's wine, spirits, or creating labels, it's all driven by Dave's unique quest for perfection.
The joke I have with my group is, if it costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time and is really stupid, we should be doing it, because no one else is gonna do it.
Dave also has locations, which basically takes the best grapes from a certain country or location, throws out a lot of the traditional winemaking rules, and creates something delicious. Many of those wines have 90+ ratings and are less than $20. In the newsroom, Allison Morris, Fox 5 News.